Thank you guys for coming out again. First thing I want to do is congratulate the 4 individuals Chuck just referenced that we have our Hall of Fame induction on Friday night. And these are 4 people that have helped shape Rice University football program. They've helped us on and off the field, and they've been spectacular to me in my time here. Those 4 are Earl Cooper, Jeff Rose, Brett Wagner, and our current academic advisor, Julie Griswold, will be going in this Friday night. Talked to you guys, many of you, after the game last Saturday, and I was disappointed and really down about that game. Obviously, I wanted us to play better. I wanted these kids to get a win for all their hard work, all the things we talked about. Thought we had a great 2 weeks of prep going into it, and very simply, we didn't come out the other side like we wanted to. Took another team to deep water in this conference. Kids are fighting. Kids are doing some great things. From a 10,000-foot level, you can't turn the ball over in conference play, in college football, and win games. And what's amazing is even in spite of that, you know, the first half really should have been a blowout without those turnovers. The defense played so well, and gave the offense a sudden change on the 1-yard line. Weren't able to take advantage of it. That's a huge play in the game. Even with that, and even with the pick 6 to start the second half, you know, we end up taking an 8-point lead in the third quarter. They tie it up. We go right down and kick a field goal, and then they only have one drive in the fourth quarter. They have the ball for 4 minutes, and unfortunately they're able to put the ball in the box, and then we have plenty of time for our offense to take a drive, 5.5 minutes, 1 timeout, and we come up short. So right now it's a common theme. You know, we're playing well enough to get there. We showed a lot of progress the way these kids are fighting. The thing that we have to be able to do is our defense has got to find a way to slam the door shut on an opponent when we have the lead. I tell them every time at halftime when we have a lead at halftime, it's something Coach Dowd used to say every time. Defense, if they don't score, we win. And it's really simple. Then again, the offense gets an opportunity, and at some point we're going to have to quit waiting around and just find a way to kick the door open offensively and make the play that wins a game. Because I really believe that once we have the confidence, once we've done it a time or two, it's going to become a way of life. And I've mentioned it before. We've got 4 games now that have been a 1-score game. That's, again, great progress. We're in a zero-sum business. We need to win it. But I remember at Stanford in 2013, we had 8 1-score games, and I think we won them all and ended up in the Rose Bowl because of it. So it's a mindset. It's something that we stress in this program. It's something that, again, it's going to take a great individual effort, a great collective effort, to get somebody to deep water and then find a way to win the ball game. The good news is these kids are working. They come back and they work. They're resilient. They're bright kids. They realize how close we are, and they come back to it and they attack this thing the right way. I told them yesterday we're doing the right things. There's no question in my mind. We're doing the things that win with the right people in the building. I think we've got an unbelievable coaching staff, and we just got to find a way to push through. And so that's what kind of been our charge all week. We've got a great football team coming in here Saturday in Southern Miss. You know, they're a 4-3 record. 2 of their losses are to SEC teams. One of them is the #1 team in America. And they are a skilled group. I look at them from a defensive perspective, and they are big up front. They've got some linebackers that run around and some fast secondary guys as well. And their defensive structures like Star Wars, they're blitzing from everywhere. Offensively, they've got great skill. They got receivers that can roll and a quarterback that's doing a good job distributing the ball, leading Conference USA right now in total offense. And then their return game. They've got some guys with elite speed that can really, really roll. They've got 3 or 4 touchdown returns on the year. So it's going to be a heck of a challenge. I got a ton of respect for Jay Hobson as a defensive coach and as a head coach. I think the way he's got those guys playing right now is really, really good. So we're expecting their best. We're expecting them to come in here and expecting to have a heck of a football game at high noon on Saturday. With that, I'll open it up for any questions.
It seems like you guys were really disciplined in terms of the penalties and the turnovers in the first maybe quarter of the year. What do you maybe attribute the last couple of games to?
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, we're still leading the nation in these penalties. So I mean, the discipline's still there. These guys are doing their assignment. They're where they're supposed to be, playing in the way it's supposed to be. The turnovers is a whole other issue. We've had 9 turnovers in 3 games after having virtually none in the first part of the season. So it's definitely a problem. It's something we stress every day. As a matter of fact, in my pregame speech on Saturday, I told the team, I wanted the defensive guys to hear it as well, like anytime you have the ball in your hands, you have the hopes and dreams of everybody on this team in your hands. And you have to take care of it. You have to protect it. And very simply, if you're not going to protect it, we can't play it. If we can't trust you to possess the ball and to end the play with the ball, we can't play it. And so that's unfortunately where we're at right now. We've got some people that still need to have a little more growth. And again, with some of those cases, it's not from lack of want to. It's not from even lack of prep. It's from making a mistake.
Coach, with that said, how are you addressing quarterback issues?
Again, it's unfortunate. It's Wiley prepares so well. For whatever reason, obviously we lost 2 snaps, and then the first play of the third quarter was just a very critical error. And quarterbacks, like head coaches, get too much credit and too much blame. And very simply, that's what's going on right now. It's not because we're not winning games that we're saying it's Wiley's fault or anything like that. It's just the fact that the ball went to the other team 3 times when he had it the other night. And very simply, that's why we're making the change. Tom will be our starting quarterback going forward. And again, nobody's kicking Wiley to the curb or anything like that. But we believe Tom gives us our best chance to win games right now, and because of the way he's protecting football.
I know you're probably keeping an eye on Giovanni's redshirt situation, but do you imagine him maybe getting more reps in the game, or maybe Evan coming in at some point?
I don't have a plan for either of those guys to be the quarterback of the football team. We could see a scenario where Giovanni comes in to games again. Obviously, a great start to his college football career, break off that run. During the bye week, he threw it exceptionally well, threw the deep ball exceptionally well. So we have a lot of trust in Giovanni. We'll just see how it plays, but we'll likely have a role for Giovanni as we go forward, but keeping an eye on that red shirt as well, like you mentioned.
You're always evaluating things. Are there any tweaks that you made to your overall process after the first half and the rough start?
Well, the first half, it's hard to say it was a rough start, right? We take the opening drive down and score, I think, for the 3rd consecutive game. The guys were really locked in and doing some great things. What I look at we get the ball at the 1-yard line. And, Matt, it's a hard question to answer because you talk about struggles. We didn't struggle to move the ball. Like, we fumbled it twice, like on a center quarterback exchange. That doesn't happen in a Pop Warner game. So, and it doesn't happen all week in practice. And so it's hard for us as coaches, it's hard for me personally to figure out how to remedy something that doesn't occur in practice. We put all the stress and try to make it as game-like as we can, but for some reason, those things occurred. And so again, I have to find a way to put more stress on this football team to make practice more game-like. So any emotions, any anxiety gets out in practice and not in the course of a game. And I couldn't tell you what happened. But we watched the tape, and the ball gets up, and then it's on the ground, and that's not acceptable.
I know you bragged on your coaching staff a lot. How have you seen them respond, and what things are you seeing from them this week?
I talk a lot about how these kids, and I think like coaching great kids is one of the great things about being at a place like Rice. And the fact that they will see and take the corrections and continue to work hard and continue to show up, because I think it's so easy nowadays for kids just to mail it in and hit the reset button and wait for next year or for whatever's next. And these kids aren't doing that. And I think that also goes back to these coaches. I think these coaches have been rock solid. They've been the same people every day. They've come in here, they've taught, they've demanded, and they've really stayed in lockstep with me on the process. They've been trying to control the things we can control. Everybody who was part of this program was down after that game on Saturday. But there's no panic, if that makes sense. You could change so many things. You could change your approach. You could come in here and yell and scream. And there's just none of that. It's process driven, and we're not going to let that game beat us this week. We're going to move on, and we're going to do the things we know win games. There's so many coaches and players on this team. There's players on this team that won state championships. There's so many people that are accustomed to winning. There's coaches that have won championships at every level. And nobody likes where we are, but we know the only way to get out of it is to work.
What's Abraham do for them different than other quarterbacks you've seen?
He's completed 71% of his balls. And the thing that I mentioned to you last night on the show, JP, is that, he's not throwing bubble screens. That's what you see. Like when somebody has a high percentage completion rate right now, it's like half their passes are thrown at or near the line of scrimmage, and that's really not the case. He's got fast receivers that throw the ball down the field, and so I think that's really good that he's managing that and completing those passes, those explosive passes, if you will. And he had done a great job protecting the ball until last Saturday. And obviously, I'm sure he'd like to have those 4 throws back. He wants to be the team.
And you mentioned their defensive guys. How do you like how your offensive line matches up against their front seven?
So I love the way our offensive line is progressing. First off, I think they're doing a great job. So I think we're going to match up fine. How will we handle movement as a front unit? What will we do to solve their movement patterns with our pads, with violence? That's going to be what opens up holes. And then from a protection standpoint, they're relentless. We've got to do a great job protecting to let our receivers go and make plays down the field. Anytime we choose to throw the ball.
Aston, how's Aston?
Aston is doing okay. He's got a lot of soreness through his traps and his neck, and he's kind of day to day right now. But he's seemingly a lot better than he was obviously Saturday night.
Anything else?
All right, thank you all.
We'll reverse alphabetical today.